The Stuart 7A model steam plant, and this is part 6, finishing the mounting bracket casting. This casting, just like the other parts in the reversing gear, was not finished, and it's going to fit here on the side of the steam chest, so I've removed the manifold, and with a bit of luck the inlet manifold in the casting will fit on the side of the steam chest. This is a small Proxxon milling machine. I haven't really decided whether it's good or not. It's good for small jobs. This one is a little bit too big for it. Having said that, this Proxxon milling machine is a really nice piece of kit. Like all Proxxon products, it's very well made, and I bought it from a friend of mine who used it to mill slots in circuit boards. But for a job like this, I think I need a bigger milling machine. Already I'm beginning to think that my lifespan is not going to be long enough to increase the width in the slot in this bracket to 1/4 inch. When I was making the brake blocks for the Hogwarts Castle project, then this was fine for milling some very narrow slots, but this is just going to take far too long, so I'm going to use another method, the sensible method. Put a 1/4 inch cutter in my full-size milling machine, which is currently fitted with a much larger milling cutter. Once again, I'm using an R8 taper collet, and the milling cutter fits in the collet, and all I have to do is tighten the drawbar, which pulls the collet into the socket in the spindle, and everything tightens up. This is much better. With a few passes of the milling cutter, increasing the depth all the time, I can easily cut a 1/4 inch slot in this gunmetal bracket casting. Normally, once I've recorded the video footage, I voice them over in the mornings, but I couldn't voice anything over this morning because it was too noisy outside. At the end of the video you will see why. The milling cutter is making short work of this bracket, and I've got right down to the bottom. I need to make it a bit deeper than it was originally, and of course I need to drill a hole through it. I think if I'd have been doing this I would have drilled the hole first, but I have to work with what I have. By drilling the hole first through one side and then hoping that it's going to go into the other side in the correct place, well, sometimes in the past this has not worked out. But the good thing is, as this is a casting, I can adjust the shape of the casting when I clean it up to correspond with the position of the hole. And speaking of holes, here they are. 2 holes in the casting, and the drill went through very accurately. Initially I drilled the hole 1 imperial size less than I wanted it to be, and then I used a reamer. This is 5/32 of an inch. Now the slot is at the correct width and the hole's in the right place. It's time to see if it all fits together. This is the original drop arm, and when I fit the bracket to it, it's a really good fit. It's not too tight and it's not too slack. I tried it with a piece of 5/32 of an inch diameter bar, and it all fits together very well. And once I cleaned it up on the belt sander, followed by the polishing spindle, followed by some sandpaper, followed by whatever I could get my hands on, it now looks like this, and here it is with the 2 holes to mount it onto the steam chest. These 2 holes are number 38 holes, which is slightly larger than number 40 holes. Just to prove that everything's okay, I ran the reamer through the entire assembly, and the reamer didn't remove any metal, which is always a good sign, so it is quite accurate and fits together well. And when I hold the bracket in the correct position on the steam chest, the slot is in perfect alignment with the expansion link. So the next job is to put some marking out blue on the steam chest and let it dry. Then I'm going to hold the bracket in position and scratch through the holes with a scriber. And before any clever people write in, yes, I do know what transfer punches are, but in this case it will be perfectly adequate using the point of a scriber. In the next episode I'll be making the reversing arm, and this is the embryonic reversing arm. I silver soldered the bush on it in the last episode, so just for the moment it's all just hanging there. That's really it about steam engines for this episode, but have a look at this. Early this morning this thing arrived outside my house. Then this was delivered by a big lorry, and his assistant was also there, and look what they're doing. They're making a road so I can actually get myself and my car off the main road and up to the back of the house. Because at the moment I'm having to say to people, I'm really sorry, but I can't take on any more work because there's no way of getting your steam engine safely up the garden into the workshop. But after the next couple of days it should start to look a whole lot better. Thankfully this area has already lost the look of the Battle of the Somme that it had. It was very muddy indeed, and it even had a trench. Here comes the second layer. This is type 1 aggregate, crushed stone, and this is also going to be rolled into place. There's still some more work to do in the upper part of the garden, around the workshop itself, but this is a good start. I can recommend these people to anybody. They're doing a really good job. I'm very impressed. So it's been a good day. I couldn't do a voiceover this morning because this is the noise from outside, and also, just after lunch, two men in a large van picked up the horrible mattress that I bought that smelt very musty and damp and took it away. So things are moving forward, and once again I really recommend York Construction. Here are the contact numbers should you need a similar treatment to the back of your property. The man you need to speak to is called Paul. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website. Click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you will find it very easy to find other videos that you may like to watch.